Have you ever opened up to somebody about something that you've experienced that's been traumatizing and difficult to explain, only to have them tell you, that's not real, right? Or that's just in your head, or these things can't really happen? If you've ever experienced that, then you know how painful that is. You know that it just makes you feel alone. Makes you feel scared. It makes you feel like there's no one you can talk to. That feeling of being told that you're going crazy and what you're saying isn't true or isn't right, it doesn't help you. It just makes you feel like, okay, I don't know where to turn now. Don't know what to do now. You know, if you're someone who is strongly affected by that, then you may start to question your own experiences and the validity of your experiences and think, oh, they must be right, there must be something wrong with me. And then in that circumstance, we can often look for a quick fix like medication. Well, it's the only option really if you go down that route of it's not real, right? I mean, I think there are other things you can do. You can go into holistic treatments, or I'm sure there's many treatments. I'm sure there's talk therapy. But I think ultimately at the core of that approach is medication and trying to change who you are to be someone else. And I just feel like it's very, very damaging. And this is just my opinion on this. Of course, a lot of people would disagree, and this is like the culture that we live in, where this is very normal to tell people it's not real. You didn't experience that. You didn't see that. That's not really happening. That's very normal. And I find it very dangerous. I think that people who are having these experiences that they can't explain and that other people can't explain become very isolated within our culture because they don't know where to turn. Oftentimes people don't want to turn to professionals because they're scared of being locked up or being put on medication or being treated like somebody that's something wrong with them. A lot of people are scared of that, and a lot of people don't want to go down that route. And we shouldn't be telling people that they have to go down that route if it's not the right thing for them. Just having someone to talk to does help. This is why talk therapy is so powerful, but just having a friend that you can turn to is really powerful. And oftentimes even in talk therapy, you're going to have that approach of it's not real, right? And that's not going to help as well. But if you have a friend you can talk to that will actually be open to listening and open-minded and of the mindset of, I don't know if it's real. I haven't experienced it. You experienced it. My experience is different to yours. My reality is different to yours. But, if I've never been snowboarding, for example, and someone tells me what it's like to snowboard, I'm not going to tell them it's not like that. I'm not going to tell them it didn't happen like that. I've read so many books on snowboarding. I'm the expert on snowboarding. I mean, this is where we are with that. I'm the expert on it because I read so many books, but you've not experienced it. If you've not experienced it, how can you be the expert? You would never call yourself a snowboarding instructor if you've just read books on snowboarding. You've never been snowboarding, so you don't know. You're not the expert. The expert is the person who went out there and experienced it. So the experts in mental health are the people who've had these experiences that the professionals can't explain except for just say it's not real, it didn't happen. But in other cultures and tribes and shamanic cultures, they will call that person a shaman. In the in the indigenous cultures, right? they will call that person the shaman, and they will go to that person for advice, who experiences things and sees things that they don't see, and experiences worlds that they don't understand. That person is the expert in their culture. They go to that person for support and help, and to communicate things to them that they can't see and hear and feel. So if you want to help someone who's experiencing things that you don't understand and that they don't understand, and comes to you for support, please don't tell them you know it's not real. Please start with, tell me what you're experiencing. I'm open to listening. Start with an open mind, that you're not the expert. Even if you're a psychology expert, even if you've read all the books on psychology, you're still not the expert. They are. You're not the expert in their experiences. They are. Only they can tell you what happened. Only they can tell you what's real for them and what's not. You can't tell them if it's real or not. They can just tell you what they've experienced, and the best thing you can do is have an open mind and listen and empathize. Wow, that happened for you. That must be scary. That must be very strange. That must be very hard for you to understand. And that's the best thing that we can do to support people, because I feel like so many people become isolated because their experiences aren't being empathized. They're just being told there's something wrong with you. You need medication. And they might not be outright told that, but that's the message they're receiving. You need this thing to change you. You need something to make you better. You need to get fixed. But then, we have many other people who don't go down that route, and may, we have professional healers, telepathic people, psychics, who have embraced these experiences and have been able to develop their intuition to a point where they can use it for good and to help people. And sometimes I think when people are coming into this awareness, it can be scary, and you can have so much things going on, and it can be difficult to make sense of. So this is why we need to be supporting people who are going through that, and not telling them there's something wrong with them or they need to get fixed, they need to get help. And I even find in the spiritual community, you can still have a lot of people in those communities that still have this approach of it's not real. So just please consider what I'm saying here. Consider another perspective. I find it very, very damaging, and I hope someone hears this message, and I hope it makes you think about these things differently, and how we can be a more inclusive culture of people of all variety of experiences, and not isolate people for experiencing things that we don't understand. Right, if you got to the end of this video, thank you so much for listening. And if you like content like this, please subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be making videos very often now. I've only just started though, so just starting out, so I could really use your support. But thank you so much for listening.